Can a little gadget attached to your phone take the itch out of bug bites? Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Heat It is co-founder Lukas Liedtke. Hi, Lukas.
Hi, Fred. Thank you so much for having me.
A pleasure. So give us some background about the company. What is Heat It all about?
We are a young German medtech company. We are actually a team of engineering students, or at that time students, who met at Purdue University. So we have a close relation to the US. That's where we met. And then a couple of years later, we had the idea of an insect bite healer which connects to your phone. So you can use your smartphone to stop the itching and pain after an insect bite.
Very interesting. So the product is called Heat It. Give us the description of this and show us what it does.
I will. I mean, if you're like me, I'm a real mosquito magnet. And when I'm outside, I really need a solution which effectively stops itching and pain. So I was super surprised when I found out that there's actually a principle called hypothermia, where you heat up a small portion of your skin to around 124 degrees Fahrenheit to stop the itching and pain. And what we invented is Heat It. This little device, it attaches to your keyring. And when you're bitten, you simply take it off your keyring, you plug it into the charging port of any smartphone. So just like that. And then the Heat It app opens. In the app, as you can see, you have a few selections to choose from. You can, for example, select the child setting, and then you simply press start. It preheats for a couple of seconds, and then you press it onto the bite. And down here, it gets fairly warm. But it's only 4 to 10 seconds long, the treatment, and that stops the itching and pain. It's a working principle we have not invented, but we put it into this nice little form factor, which basically makes it available anytime you need it.
What's more of the story about how this came about? Were you did you go to a swamp in Indiana or something?
No, actually it was back here in Germany. I was kite surfing, and a friend, she told me that you can actually stop the itching and pain with heat. And that was so counterintuitive. I was like, okay, I'm used to maybe like cooling it or ignoring it or scratching it, but not heating it. So I thought she wanted to make fun of me, but then I tried it out and it worked so nicely. So people tend to use here in Germany like a hot spoon or a lighter, but that didn't seem to be very convenient or very safe and effective. So this is basically how we came up then with the idea of connecting such a little medical device to the smartphone, which you have with you anyways.
Or is there a simple medical explanation as to what happens here that as you said, this sounds counterintuitive?
Yes. So what happens, or what is assumed to be happening, is that the histamine release. So after you've been bitten by a mosquito, your body overreacts with the release of histamine. And this short heat shock leads to a stop of the release of histamines, and thereby the itching and pain stops.
And does it last for a certain amount of time? Do you have to do it again? Or is that it?
Typically, that is it. So depending on the settings you choose and also the severeness of the bite, you might want to reapply it a day later or two. But for most of the bites and stings, it's a single treatment only.
And are there specific types of bites that this works with, or is it designed almost exclusively for mosquitoes?
No, it's also for wasp and bee stings, horsefly bites, so any kind of itching and pain after an insect bite, basically.
Very cool, or very warm. So
that's right.
This is for sale now on Amazon and elsewhere. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we are very excited. We have been launching it here in Germany and Europe. We're back in 2020, so more than 2 years ago. And now we felt ready, like the product is ready for the American market. So it took us a while to get registered with the FDA to incorporate our subsidiary in the US. And now we are launching together with REI, so the large outdoor retailer. We are live on Walmart and Amazon.
Interesting. So parents would want to know, okay, who's it safe for? Does it really burn? Is my child going to be afraid of it? Tell us about it.
As you might have seen in the app, we have a really nice child setting. And so the device itself is recommended for children 4 years and above, and for children older than 12 years, they can use it on their own. So between 4 and 12, they should be guided and advised by an adult. Because, for example, it's important that you don't reapply it onto the same part of the skin several times in a row, because obviously at a certain point, it can cause some damage if you do it on the same spot for several times.
And the advantage of this over trying to do it yourself with a match and a spoon or something, whatever, is the safety aspect. The temperature here is regulated.
Yeah. So we looked deeply into it and wrote the clinical evaluation with the leading university here in Germany. And the key thing you need to understand is that there's a small corridor. So you need to reach a certain threshold for the body to react in a certain way to the heat. But at the same time, if you're like above this a certain threshold, you might be burning yourself. So the technology and the advantage over a hot spoon is, of course, that we reliably reach that threshold where it works, but don't come into a region where it becomes dangerous.
And there are different versions for different phones. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's correct. So we have a USB-C version for all Android smartphones and a Lightning version for Apple iPhones. And the Apple one is also MFI certified, so also like approved by Apple and safe to use both versions, of course. They don't damage your smartphone. And what's also great is it uses very, very little energy. So you only need about 0.1% of your smartphone's battery for a single treatment. So you can treat you and everybody else on the bathing lake several times.
And putting it on the key ring means it can always be with you, right?
Yes. So that's a key idea, basically. I mean, it's the idea.
Good one.
Don't have to think about it, bringing it, because I mean, you don't plan to get bitten by a mosquito, right? It bites you when you don't expect it, or when you're, I don't know, laying in bed at the night, you want it within reach. And so we decided to put it onto the key ring where it's always with you, and the smartphone is with you anyways, right?
The availability we talked about a little bit. Tell us about pricing.
It costs, or the recommended retail price is $40.
And is there a lifespan of this? How long will it last?
We give 2 years of guarantee, but we know, and the like expected lifetime is much longer. So there's nothing that uses up, right? There's no things that get used up or anything. So it's made in Germany. We decided here, as our background is in engineering, to do the production ourselves. So it's made in Germany. We produce it ourselves and thereby guarantee for the highest quality.
For more information, where can people go?
just-heat-it.com.
Just Heat It.
Yes.
Sounds almost like a song.
Yes. We're working on that.
Terrific. Well, Lukas Liedtke, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you, Fred, for having me. It's been great.